Hello everyone, I'm Ram Sandlia and in this next lecture of Internet of Things we will discuss real-time operating system for IoTs. So what is a real-time operating system? In fact, as the name suggests, it is a real time. That means there should be no delay or there should be no overlap uh, in computing and it is necessary for IoT devices because here we are operating here the computing device is very small. First thing is the computing device is very small, that is our microcontroller. The second thing, it deals with the sensors and it automatically give data to the internet. Therefore there can be some critical sensors or uh, and it also uh, control various things using actuator. So of course, if someone is try to control a device or someone try to get a data on real time on the internet, then these devices should give it calculate that instantly. So why operating system is needed? When our resources become complicated, means operating system is nothing but an abstraction layer which manage the resources of our computing devices. So if your application becomes multiple on a device, if your application become say complicated, it needs a network, it needs memory. To manage the computing devices, computing resources, we implement operating system. So here the important point is it should be real time. Means there should be no delay time. So for that purposes, our general OS that is made for example, our laptop are quite complicated. The size is in fact approx in GBs. But this computing devices, if we see, the size of OS is simply in few KBs. The Internet of Things operating system and an Internet of Things operating system is an operating system that is designed to perform with constraints that are particular to Internet of Things devices, including restriction of memory size, power, and processing capacities. IoT oversees control systems in cars, traffic, street lights, smart TVs, ATMs, airplane controls, point of sales, terminals, digital of camera, GPS navigation system, elevator, digital media. So these are application area. And if you look at these application area, we need instant for ATM. We need instant money. We need say smart TV, a street light management. So these are things work in the real time, and therefore we need operating system which is small and which are not unnecessary or added utility. It just perform as the essential job only, and that too fast. So what are the constraints of the IoT? What IoT demands? It should be low power devices, low cost and low memory footprints. Our devices, the computing device is small and less powerful. Should have provision for IPv6, 6 low pan adaptation layer, and also though it is a small and less computing in IoT, basically our purpose is to connect these devices to the internet. So this OS should enable IPv6 and 6 low pan adaptation layer. Separate routing protocols for lower power and lossy networks. We have census networks and gateways. So there should be some routing protocol. A new lightweight application layer protocol, unlike HTTP, should have a support for HTTP also. HTTP is a complicated protocol, means uh, it is bulky and complicated, but it is ubiquitous. Means on internet it is the most prevalent. So, but therefore we need and protocol which mimic the functionality of HTTP, but it is much more lighter. And we know there is a one called COAP. Parameters of the suitable IoT OS footprints. Since the devices are constant, we expect OS to have a low memory power processing requirement. However, due to OS should be minimal. Portability. OS isolate application from the specifics of hardware. That is the main purpose of the OS. Usually OS is ported to the different hardware platforms and interfaces to the board in a standard way using as POSIX call. Modularity. OS has a kernel core that is mandatory. All other functionality can be included as add-ons if so required by the application. So if we divide the programs into OS into two parts, one is the essential, the most important part is the kernel, and then there is the added utility. For example, in Linux we have added kernel from the Linux and utility mostly from the GNU developed by the Richard Stallman. So this kernel is the small. Even this kernel has multiple parts. We have now microkernel that can also kernels size grew when we start adding functionality. So even in kernel, RTOS should use microkernel concept. Connectivity. OS supports different connectivity protocols such as Ethernet, Wi-Fi, BLE. Mainly the purpose of this RTOS is to support this different networking protocol. Because most of its most important job is to route the data, to manage the data. In case of edge devices, of course, we have other purposes, but mainly the RTOS is implemented on the embedded system like a microcontroller. Therefore, where the main purpose is to just move the data. Scalability. OS must be scalable for any type of devices. This means developer and integrator needs to be familiar with only one OS for both nodes and gate. So if the OS is same for gate and nodes, that is very important. The complexity is reduced much less. Reliability. This is essential for mission critical system. Often devices are at remote location and have to work without failure. So passing of OS, the failure of functioning is not entertained at all in IoT applications. Security. Also, this device has less computing resources, therefore it cannot perform the high computing demanded algorithm, encryption algorithm. So in a sense, this OS should enable some sense of security. So the most important RTOS are Contiki OS. Contiki OS is very old, developed in 2002, and it is one of the most popular. Another important popular is Riot OS. Riot OS is new, but it is more suitable, more customized for the IoT application. Contiki is embedded OS. Then we have Tiny OS, then we have Light OS. So these are the important RTOS. Light OS developed by Huawei, the IoT oriented platform integrator. Let's see one by one for each one. If we compare the different IoTs, say RTOS, we can see here the Contiki size is less than, let's see the size. Contiki is less than 2 KB, TinyOS less than 1 KB, Linux is 1 MB. That's why even embedded Linux, here we are talking with embedded Linux, even the Linux size can be reduced up to 1 MB, but it consumes 1 MB is a bigger chunk of memory for this embedded system, embedded computing system. And Riot, we can see it is approx 1.5 KB. As far as ROM is compare, it is in some according. So Contiki is made in C. Linux has support for C. Riot has support for C. C and C++. Multi-threading. Multi-threading. Contiki enables partial has support for partial support for multi-threading. But if you see, Riot has full-fledged support for multi-threading. So Contiki is an open source operating system for Internet of Things. Contiki connects tiny, low cost, low power microcontroller to Internet. Contiki is a powerful toolbox for building complex wireless system. Contiki was created by Adam Dunkels in 2002 and has been further developed by a worldwide team of developer Texas Instruments, Atmel, Cisco, and therefore we see this is one of the most popular embedded computing devices. A typical Contiki system has memory of the order of kilobytes, a power budget of the order of milliwatts, processing speed measured in megahertz, and communication bandwidth of order of 100 of kilo. So if you see the resources limitation, it is memory of kilobytes, power, milliwatt, computing. So these are constrained. Means this unit, this units tell you how constant these devices are. Contiki fully support for IPv6, IPv4 along with the recent low power wireless system 6LoWPAN, RPL, CAP. Contiki will provide multitasking and built-in Internet protocols, TCP/IP, as yet needed only about 10 KB of RAM and 30 kilobytes of read-only memory. A fully system including graphical user interface need about 30 kilobytes of RAM. Contiki application are written in C with the CUSA simulator. So in Contiki, this is essentially we have extra this CUSA simulator. Using this simulator, we easily see the performance of the performance of our say nodes network before we deploy the real firmware there. And we have also a development environment called Instant Contiki. So these two things make Contiki very popular. Network. Contiki provides three network mechanisms: the UIP TCP/IP stack, which provides IPv4 networking. Then we have UIP6 stack, which provides IPv6 networking. And then we have RIME stack. This is both of above is popular. Now Contiki has another this RIME stack, which is a set of custom lightweight network protocol designed specifically for the low power wireless network. So it is used for say managing sensors nodes, sensor network. Programming model. To run efficiently on memory constrained system, the Contiki program model is based on protothread. This protothread is a specific customized process for Contiki. A protothread is memory efficient programming abstraction that share feature of both. So it has feature of multi-threading and event-driven programming. So Contiki enables multi-threading, but not in a way that we do in our say a laptop or a general purpose computing devices. And it has also support for event-driven programming. So basically, the microcontroller do computation on some occurring of some event. Say, for example, if you push button, something will, some devices will go on. So these are event-driven. Means event-driven programming. So Contiki OS provide this special platform functionality for this event-driven program. The kernel invokes the protothread of process in response to internal or external event. And as I've said, important thing in Contiki is the simulation. Contiki system network simulator called CUSA. CUSA simulates networks of Contiki nodes. CUSA can be very useful because of its emulative functions, which help developer in testing applications. This is speed up the development process without a simulator, and the developer would have to upload and test every new version of firmware on real hardware. Now, Riot OS. This is another important OS called Riot. Riot is an open source microkernel operating system for IoT in licensed and LGP. It allows C, C++ application programming and provides both multi-threading and real-time capabilities. Riot runs on 8-bit AVR at Mega, 16-bit MSP and 32-bit hardware. So it has Nowadays 32-bit microcontroller is getting popular, and Riot has can operate on both 8-bit, 16-bit and 32-bit hardware. So this is a very important feature of the Riot. A native port also enable Riot to run as a Linux or Mac OS process. So basically its process is has similarity with the Linux process or the Mac process, and it also enables tools such as GNU compiler, Valgrind, Warsack. So basically supports for networking. Is a good. Riot is partly POSIX compliant and provide multiple network stack. IPv6. So it is basically customized for the IoT application. So Riot is very important part of. We have TinyOS is a free open source DHT license OS designed for low power embedded distributed wireless device used in the sensor network. TinyOS was developed by University of California, Berkeley, Intel Research and Crossbow Technology. It has designed to support the intensive concurrent operation required by network sensors with minimal hardware requirement. It is written in NESC, that is say Network Embedded System C, a customized C language, which is a version C optimized to support components and concurrency. It is also component based, supporting event driven programming of applications for TinyOS. And that's with that we end this lecture, and this is the last lecture of our second unit.